Close your book right now, because if your way to study is reading your notes again and again, you are about to forget most of it. That is not your fault. You were never taught the right way. Today I'll show you the one study skill that fixes it. It's called active recall. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 3 things. 1. Why do we forget what we read? 2. What active recall is in plain English? 3. Exactly how to do it tonight step by step. I'll give you real examples for a language, for math, and for science. By the end, you won't just understand active recall, you'll know how to use it, and it costs you nothing. Let's begin. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever read a page 5 times and still remembered nothing? You are not slow, you are not lazy, you just fell into the most common study trap in the world. It's called rereading. Here's the problem with rereading. When you read your notes again, the words look familiar. Your brain says, "Oh yes, I know this." But looking familiar is not the same as remembering. This is a trick your brain plays on you. It feels like learning. It is not learning. Think about a song you've heard 100 times. You can sing along easily, but try to write the words from memory with the music off. Suddenly, it's much harder. That gap is where most students lose marks. Active recall closes that gap. So what is active recall? Active recall means testing yourself. That's it. Instead of putting information into your brain again and again, you practice pulling it out. Let me say that again, because it changes everything. Studying is about pulling information out. Here's the difference in real life. Passive studying looks like this. You read the chapter. You highlight it in yellow. You read it again. It feels busy. It feels productive. Active recall looks like this. You close the book. You ask yourself, what did I learn? You try to answer from memory. Then you check. One of these makes the memory stronger. It's active recall. Let's talk about why active recall works. Think about going to the gym. You don't get stronger by watching someone else lift weights. You don't get stronger by reading about lifting weights. You get stronger by lifting the weight yourself. Your brain works the same way. Reading the answer is like watching someone lift. Pulling the answer from memory is like lifting it yourself. And here's the part that surprises most people. The little struggle is the point. When it feels a bit hard to remember, that's your brain getting stronger. A small struggle today means an easy memory on exam day. So if active recall feels harder than rereading, good. That's the feeling of it working. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds nice, but is there proof? Yes, a lot of it. This is one of the most tested ideas in the science of learning. In 2013, a team led by Professor John Dunlosky did something huge. Professor John Dunlosky's team reviewed many studies on how students learn. They looked at 10 popular study methods. Then they ranked them best to worst. 2 methods came out on top. One was spacing your study over time, called distributed practice. And the other top method was testing yourself, which is called active recall. At the bottom of the list, rereading, highlighting, the exact things most students do most of the time. Let me give you one clear example. In a famous study, students read a passage. Then one group read it again. The other group put it away and took a quick test. 5 minutes later, the rereading group felt more confident. But a week later, when it really mattered, The group that tested themselves remembered far more. Same material, same time. Very different results. There's also a reason you forget in the first place. Over 100 years ago, a scientist named Hermann Ebbinghaus discovered the forgetting curve. After you learn something, your memory of it fades over time. After 20 minutes, we forget 42%. After 1 hour, we forget 56%. After 6 days, we forget 75%. That's normal. It happens to everyone. But every time you use active recall, the curve gets flatter. You forget more slowly. So active recall does 2 jobs at once. It tells you what you actually know, and it makes what you know stick. Each recall equals forget slower. Before I show you how to do it, one mindset shift. Most students quit active recall in the first 10 minutes. Why? Because it feels uncomfortable. When you close the book and your mind goes blank, it feels bad. It feels like you're failing. You're not failing. You're finding the gaps. And finding a gap before the exam is a gift. You can fix it now while it's cheap, not in the exam hall where it's expensive. Active recall is for after you understand something. First, read it once and make basic sense of it. You can't pull out what was never in, but don't reread it 10 times trying to fully get it. Read it once, then start testing. The testing itself will deepen your understanding. That's the power of active recall. Okay, let's get practical. Here's the simplest active recall method in the world. It's called the blank page. Some people call it the brain dump or blurting. Here's how it works. Step 1. Study a topic for a short while, maybe 10 minutes. Step 2. Close everything. Notes away, book shut, phone down. Step 3. Take a blank piece of paper. Step 4. Write down everything you can remember about that topic. Don't peek. Just empty your brain by drawing and writing down what you remember onto the page. Step 5. Now open your notes and check. What did I just learn? You try to answer from memory, then you check. What did you get right? Good. What did you miss? That's your weak spot. Circle it. That's what you study next. You can do this anywhere. No app needed, just paper and a pen. Try it after every study session, even for 5 minutes. The second method is flashcards, but flashcards done the right way. A good flashcard has a question on one side and the answer on the other. The key word is question. Many students write a fact and just read it. That's passive. Instead, turn your notes into questions. If your note says, photosynthesis is the process by which green plants transform light energy into chemical energy. Your flashcard asks, what is photosynthesis? You see the question, you answer from memory, then you flip. Here's a pro tip most people miss. When you get a card right, don't just smile and move on. Make a small pile of the cards you got wrong. Review those ones more often. Spend your time where you're weak, not where you're already strong. You can use paper cards, or an app like RemNotes, Anki, or Quizlet. Paper or app doesn't matter. What matters is you answer before you look. The third method is practice questions and past papers. This one is gold, especially close to an exam. A past paper is just a real exam from past years. It shows you the kind of questions you'll actually face. Here's the rule, and it's important. Always try to answer the question first. Struggle with it. Only then, look at the answer. Don't read the answer and tell yourself, yes, I knew that. That's a trap. That's passive again. No questions for your topic, You can even ask an AI chatbot to make practice questions for you. Then close it and answer them from memory. The teach it aloud method is my favorite. It's sometimes called the Feynman technique. Here's the idea. Pick a topic. Now explain it out loud in simple words, like you're teaching a 10-year-old. No notes. If you can explain it simply and clearly, you truly understand it. If you get stuck or start using fancy words you can't explain, you just found a gap. Go back, learn that part, and try again. No friend around? Explain it to the wall. Explain it to your pet. Talk to your phone camera. It feels silly, but teaching is one of the strongest forms of active recall there is. Now let me show you active recall in 3 real subjects. First, a language. Let's say you are studying SAT vocabulary words and their definitions. You have a list of new words to learn. The passive way is to read the list over and over. The active recall way is different. Cover the SAT definition side. Look only at the English SAT word. Try to say and write the definition, then uncover and check. You just tested yourself instead of just reading. Second, math. In math, don't just reread the worked example. Close the book. Try to solve the problem from a blank start on your own. Turn your notes into questions. Get stuck? Good. Find exactly where you got stuck. That one step is what you didn't really understand. In math, solving problems from memory is active recall. Third, science. Say you're learning about energy and forces. Things like gravitational force and how energy changes from one form to another. Read it once to understand it. Then close the book. On a blank page, draw a ball being dropped from your hand. From memory, show the force pulling it down. That's gravitational force. Now show the energy change. At the top, the ball has stored energy. As it falls, that stored energy or potential energy turns into kinetic energy, which is the energy an object possesses due to its motion. That switch is called energy conversion. Then check your drawing against your notes. Whatever you missed is tonight's focus. Let me save you from the 3 biggest mistakes. Mistake 1, peaking too soon. If you look the second it gets hard, you skip the part that builds memory. Wait, struggle a little first. Mistake 2, only testing what you already know. It feels great to get easy cards right. But that's comfort, not progress. Spend your time on the hard stuff. Active recall is powerful on its own, but it becomes unstoppable when you combine it with one more thing: spacing your active recall out over time. Remember the forgetting curve? Ebbinghaus carried the famous experiment that shows how much we forget over time. After 20 minutes, we forget 42%. After 1 hour, we forget 56%. After 6 days, we forget 75%. Here's the plan that beats the forgetting curve. Don't test yourself on a topic just once. Test yourself today, then again in 2 days, then again 4 days later, then again before the exam. Same topic, a few short visits, spread across days. Each visit, pull the answer from memory. This is what top students actually do. And now you know it too. So here's exactly what to do tonight. Pick one topic you're studying. 1. Read it once to understand it. Just once. 2. Close everything. 3. Draw and write down everything you remember on a blank page. 4. Check your notes and circle what you missed or got wrong. That's it. 4 steps. It'll take less time than you think, and it'll work better than anything you've tried before. Let's quickly recap everything we've covered so far. 1. Reading your notes again feels like studying, but it's weak. 2. Active recall means testing yourself, pulling answers from your brain. 3. The little struggle to remember is what makes the memory strong. 4. Use the blank page, flashcards, past examination papers, or teach it aloud. 5. For the best results, test yourself again and again, spread across days. Now here's the most important part. Don't just watch this and feel good. Knowing is not enough. Pause the video and write in the comments below one thing you learned. Do it right now while it's fresh. That comment is your first review. And if this helped you, hit subscribe. This channel makes simple, science-backed study videos to help you learn faster. So you never have to cram again. You've got this. Now go pull it out of your brain. I'll see you in the next video. Science-backed study tips. Subscribe now for more study tips.